Hello, I'm Alexander Manelli. I'm a documentary filmmaker based in Northeast Pennsylvania, near Scranton. Today we're going to do something a little different. I've actually been shooting a proof of concept for a feature-length documentary, and I wanted to show you some of the footage that I've shot. It's mostly with the C80. As someone who is from Northeast Pennsylvania, near the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, growing up, you hear a lot about polka.
Polka, polka, polka. No?
And it's kind of a quirky, fun little world. So I'll show you that footage now. Again, it's about 3 minutes or so. When it's over, I'll come back and tell you about how I shot it, what I used, what I did, and then I'll kind of tease what my next few videos are going to be on YouTube.
So, we always called this Polka Sunday.
What's the light in the bathroom?
You didn't put them on?
No light.
Sunday was like the Sunday day that the ladies had nothing to do. The men were watching football and everything else, and we had nothing to do, so we came here to dance. Because in polkas, you could dance girl to girl. Nobody talks about you. We grew up with it. Like, I could polka before I could walk. One thing you're going to notice when people are coming in, everyone walks in with a smile on their face.
Bob Lapata. I'm the president of the Home Association of the DuPont VFW, Post 4909. All roads lead to the DuPont VFW, Post 4909. We have massive parking. 22 years later, we are the only place that still has polkas weekly. And Dolly Cabasco, the first person I thought of when I decided to start the polkas was to call Dolly Cabasco up. I know her daughters. I worked with her husband up Tobyhanna Army Depot, and she was she was the polka queen, and she passed away in June 15, 2017. I remember that.
I had a partner that we used to go everywhere. We stole the show when we danced. That's how good he was. And me with him. But it was wonderful. It was wonderful. All good times. All good times. Good memories. Good memories. Time takes its toll. Time takes its toll. In fact, they have the stuffed pepper today, so I'm taking that home. I'm taking that home.
This is it. Get this out of here. Hey, polka. That's it.
I do have to mention real quick that the people in this documentary footage were amazing, super kind, super genuine. So thank you. I have to thank them for just allowing me to come and film. It was a really fun experience, and I hope you fall in love with them the way I did and find them as charming and kind and sweet as I did. So, all right. So the main footage, the couple of interviews at the beginning, the dancing, whatnot, all shot on the C80 YDR. I've actually shot and am in the middle of editing a video about why DR, why I like it, why I use it, and that will likely be the next video. I have this kind of, Jekyll and Hyde view of when I want to use C-Log 2 and when I want to use YDR. Mostly the 35 1.4 EF Mark 1, the original 35 millimeter from like the 90s. And with that, I had my Short Stash Everyday filter on there to kind of give some of that mist that you probably noticed. And then I added with Dehancer. So I use Dehancer. It's a film emulation software. I know it's very popular. I know a lot of people use it. I use it for some of my stuff, especially this, because I want this to have a very kind of organic, rich, old-fashioned feel to it based on, what it is, the fact that everybody is older. Polka is kind of an old-fashioned trend now, I guess. So I think the look, having some film grain, having some kind of slightly raised blacks, having the highlights kind of nice and bloomy, really adds to the atmosphere and the character of the story that I'm hoping to tell, which I can't really tell you more about. The process is basically, okay, we pitch it, we do a proof of concept. If it's accepted or approved, then we look for money. If we find money, then we try and go and make the film. So there's still a long way to go. This may never happen, but I've been trying to get this made for a long time. My sort of vision and idea for the whole piece is a much bigger thing, and hopefully someday you'll get to see that. I didn't use any rigs. There was only like 1 or 2 shots in there where I used a tripod. It was all handheld, which that 35 millimeter does not have image stabilization. I didn't use any image stabilization in the camera. It was just pure handheld, old-fashioned documentary cinematography. The way I like to shoot is I like to be very intimate, very up close with people. These character pieces, these kind of quirky, sometimes dramatic, sometimes funny, more intimate character pieces are what I like to produce. I would like to talk more about filmmaking, especially documentary filmmaking on this channel. So if there's any documentary shooters out there, feel free. If you have questions, I've been shooting docs for a long time. Coming up, like I said, I have a video about YDR versus C-Log 2. Not really a versus. It's not really which one is better. It's just kind of comparing them and me ranting about why I like both of them and why I use both of them. Even though YDR it doesn't have 14.6 stops of dynamic range. We'll talk a lot about dynamic range in that video. I also want to thank all of you for watching and commenting and liking the C100 and C200 videos that I did. In the spirit of those cameras, the C100, the C200, I thought it would be great to tackle another camera that I enjoy and that I have a lot of experience with, the Canon C300. More specifically, the Mark II. I use the Mark II most. I use the Mark III a little bit, and the original one a little bit. But I'll kind of do what I did with the C100 and kind of talk about all three of them, the C300, Mark II, and Mark III. And I'm also planning on doing a video about the FX6, comparing it to the C80, because they are really very similar, yet very different. And I know the FX6 is like the most popular camera right now, especially for documentary shooters. I feel like every doc shooter I know is using the FX6. So yeah, kind of a different video today. Just wanted to show you some of that footage that I'm working on, shot on the Canon C80. I feel like a lot of times on YouTube when people review cameras, it's shots of their cat or kids or family or just a tree out in their yard. And that's mainly because they get a camera from a manufacturer for a day that they have to test out, and there's not really, you know, a proper shoot or a proper subject to film. So yeah, I think we're good. What do you think of Polka? Very big in Sheboygan. And please subscribe to my channel and get a year of AUDIIO Pro for $60. Just $60. 1 year of AUDIIO Pro. Link in my description. Save 70. Duh.
Very big in Sheboygan.